All right, guys, welcome to our very first mastermind call for the fall season. Over here in Utah, the leaves are falling. It's getting cold, just in time to put on those extra layers, which we can then hide our weight. So we're excited to get started with this mastermind group. There's a few people that this is their very first mastermind group with us. So let me just quickly explain how things are going to go. And the whole purpose of today's call is to, number one, introduce yourself to the group, because I think we all need to, how mastermind groups work, and the benefit that comes from mastermind groups is by sharing information with each other. And so if you are jumping on this call expecting to simply listen, I'm going to call you out, because all of you are at a point now where you are leaders within your team, and you all do team calls, and you all hate those people that just sit there on the call and never talk. So that's not going to be us in this group. I am going to, it's not a threat or anything, but we do want to hear, and we also, if you have questions, we want to hear your questions. This isn't a snapshot of the highlight reel of only things that are working in your business. This is also very much a, hey guys, I'm struggling in this area, and I have a question about this, and I would love some help with this. In fact, that's how I encourage you to approach this mastermind group. That brings me to the point of, this is not a gripe session. This is not a the sky's falling session. This is a, hey, I really am working towards this goal. I would love some advice on this. And we've all been up, we've all been down, and so this is a judgment-free zone. We aren't going to cast stones at you for anything that you do or don't say. But this is kind of going to be kind of a unique group, in that the topics are going to vary based on the hottest topic of the week. And that's going to be the most relevant topic of the week. We're going to talk about, when double time comes out, we're going to talk about double time. Now that clean week's out, we're going to talk about clean week. And we're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly in regards to that. This is going to be a brainstorming group, and meaning, I'm going to toss out the topic before the group starts each time, and I want you to come prepared to talk about that topic at hand. I want you to come prepared with questions, with best practices, and some thoughts as well. Now, what I commit to you is something that I normally haven't done in the past, but I want to do this time around. In times past, I've kind of turned it over to you guys as well, just to talk it out, but I do want to be more prepared as well on my end. And I'm going to prepare a little bit, maybe some thoughts, so that everybody can leave a little bit more educated on the topic at hand, rather than just saying, well, I don't know. I want to make sure that we leave a little bit better. And this also, our Facebook group is going to be a very active group. I want you guys to be posting in there. I want you to be asking questions in there. If you do suggest something, something that your team is doing, I want you to go to our Facebook page, and I want you to post it in there, so that everybody can benefit and we can learn from each other. We got everybody from all walks of life, everybody at different rates. We have Elite on here, we have Premier on here, we have people who haven't hit it yet, and that's completely fine. And this is where we can all learn and grow together. This will go until the end of the year, and then I will start a new mastermind group where you can. I do believe in getting to know different people, so I'll dissolve the group, and I'll toss out some new times, and you can sign up for a different time and get to know other people and get to know their strengths, and rather than just people in this group. But since most of us don't know each other, I do. Today's purpose is twofold. So when I'm going to go around each of the boxes here and have you guys introduce yourself, kind of explain kind of where you're at and who you are. And I do want to know I want to know two things: what's working right now and what's not working right now. And I want you guys to be completely honest with that. And I'm going to be writing these things down. And a good portion of our mastermind group topics will come from this. So it won't be like across the board, like every, I have a mastermind group every day. It's not going to be the same topic all week long. It's going to be specific to this group. I want to make sure we address the issues that you guys are dealing with, the topics that you want to deal with. And so, and you can talk about that. Kevin, I would love to talk about this sometime during our mastermind group time. So does that make sense? Kind of tell us who you are, where you're from, the whole shebang, so we can get to know you a little bit better. What's working out, what's not working, and I guess the third thing is what you would like to address here in this mastermind group. Jill, you're at my top left. You're up first. Let's hear what you have to say.
All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Jill Anzalone. I am from Norfolk, Mass., which is a little town right near Foxborough, Mass., where my favorite team, the Patriots, play. Huge football fan, huge sports fan. Love these calls. I was at one point a 6-star elite coach. I have since fallen. I've dropped rank. I've lost pretty much all of my coaches, and right now I'm in the rebuilding phase, and it's tough. It's a hard phase to be in when you've had success at one point and then you lose it, and you lose your confidence, and you lose a lot of things. So building my confidence back is what I'm working on now. What's working for me is my own health and fitness journey is awesome. I feel good. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm happy with that. I'm super comfortable with sharing my journey. I think what's not working is being relatable to other people. I've talked with Kevin a lot about figuring out who my avatar is and speaking to that person specifically. And that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out right now is how to do that, how to figure out posts that are going to reach coaches that I want on my team. I would say that free groups used to work for me, and now I just find myself kind of getting the same old people just kind of in it for the free stuff and then not really wanting to go anywhere afterwards. So finding strategies to kind of take it to the next level with my free group participants would definitely be helpful. The business side of things is where I'm struggling right now. I'm good with health and fitness and sharing my journey, but building my business and trying to find coaches that they're in it for the long run like me, that kind of have the vision like me is what I'm struggling with. So that's a little bit about me.
Jill, that was perfect. That was 100% exactly what I want everybody to go over. Jill, you're completely vulnerable. You put yourself out there, and maybe she didn't give herself enough credit. I have the utmost respect for Jill and what she does. I do have my one-on-ones with her, and she says that that's exactly that. Maybe that's something that we all are really good at, is what we have control over. I'm good at my fitness. I'm good at my nutrition. I can wake up every day and do the vitals, no problem, but I'm struggling with getting my coaches to do the same. I think that's a very universal issue, and that's a topic that we can definitely address, of how to inspire other people, how to get them to want to do, so that I don't have to keep checking in with them. They can just figure it out themselves. Jill, great job. Thank you so much. Ms. Lindsay Kupferman Shade.
Okay. All right. So my name is Lindsay. I am from Long Island, New York. I am an elite coach this year. However, my story is very similar to Jill's. I have lost a lot of diamonds. I think like 11 of them, possibly. I don't know. I lost count. They're gone. I kind of go back and forth between like 5-star and 3-star, like every other week, pretty much. And it's a struggle. It's hard. But besides that, I'm a mom of 4. I have 4 kids, 3 dogs. I used to be a music teacher. Now I stay home and work Beachbody full time, and I do love it. But yeah, so this year my goal was really to just rebuild my team and stop focusing so much on me and my goals, but focusing more on what they want and their goals, because I think that's where I really went wrong. So that's that. So what's working for me is, let's say what's not working for me. How about that? So although I've been building up this new team and I have dedicated coaches now that show up for my calls, and we have a thread going and everybody's helping each other. So I guess that's working for me. Like, they really do care, and it's so amazing to like actually work with people that have the same vision as you and that care and that show up and are consistent and they want it. So that's working. It's great. But what's not working, and I don't really understand, is that they're not hitting Success Club. Like, it's a struggle. And no matter what I do or what I teach or post, I can give them post after post. I guide them. I teach. I do everything. And they're working. It's not even like they're not being consistent, like I couldn't even tell them what else to do. So that's a struggle of mine. So that's me. So I'm just working over here.
Love it. And this has been a great rebuild year for Lindsay. This is when we talked at the beginning, when she did hit elite, we talked soon after, and that's when she started losing, because she went for this goal and wasn't didn't have a very strong foundation. And then we've been working since on building that strong foundation, and it is going really well. Yes, the tree is growing still. We haven't seen the fruit just yet, but Lindsay is on the right path. So great job. Thank you for sharing that. Carrie Bojarski, please.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. It's a little soft, but yeah.
Better? No? How about if I take these out? Better?
Yeah, that's fine. We can hear you.
I don't know why. Oh, you know what? For some reason, there's two different ways to do volume. I'm still learning. I'm not really technically qualified to do a lot of things, but I do want to say that I'm really happy to be here with all of you because of the way that you're sharing. Because honestly, I thought I was going to get on this call and go, I'm the only one who's rebuilding. So my name is Carrie Bojarski, and I am a mom of one. I recovered from Lyme disease last year, and my daughter's really struggling with it. So we are a Lyme warrior family. And from that, my body went to crap. My business went to crap. Everything just, as I was losing coaches when I was sick and healing, I wasn't replacing them because I didn't feel like it was right, because I wouldn't be able to help them. So I'm in the rebuilding phase, and I feel really disconnected from my team. And I had to write down some notes because everything you guys were saying was bringing, something up. I definitely have been very inconsistent since I treated and started physically rehabilitating my body. However, I remember thinking that I didn't have anything to share with people because I couldn't do physically what I could do before. And then I was in a training and I heard a gentleman say, just show people what you can do. So that's what I've been doing. I'm very good at showing people what I can do and how they can modify things if they're struggling with things as well, because that's me. And I don't have a problem going live, but I really struggle with how to help my team feel connected to each other and build strong bonds. I feel like I'm great when I am consistent and have momentum of sharing everything and bringing new business people on. However, I feel like I struggle with how to maintain everybody. And I don't know if anybody else is like that. Let's see, I'm working on me. I'm working on showing people how they can share themselves, but I struggle with having team members that even care. They're just kind of there. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, when are they going to cancel? Do you know what I mean? Because you just feel this, I feel this overwhelming dread, sometimes. However, one thing I'm trying is just going back into my team page, because I kind of left it for a while, just letting people know that, hey, this is a great resource page. Everybody knows how to dig for information. If you have questions, let me know. And I backed away from it because I'm a feeler, and when I feel people backing away, I do the same thing, and that's not a good thing to do. So I recognize that. So I'm here because I need to immerse myself with other people and information that's going to help me help my team, and then vice versa.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that. And that's exactly what this group is about. I think we'll keep just the 3 people that have gone so far. I think they fall into the trap of talking more about what's not working than what is working, just simply because we feel like we can be better and we're not. And I'm sure everybody else will as well. But we all do have things that we do have strengths, and we can help people. And so I think Jerry, great job sharing that. And I have a lot of thoughts in regards to that, and hopefully we can go over those throughout this next last quarter. So, Rachel, let's have you go next.
Hi guys, I'm from, can you hear me? I just froze on my own screen. So I recently just moved to Maryland. I'm originally from New Hampshire. My husband was in the military, so we planted our roots in Annapolis, Maryland, where my dream place is. I've been coaching for a little over 3.5 years. I started in January 2014. And I honestly feel like I'm the complete oddball when it comes to like that beach body realm of coaching. I kind of push for, or when I came into this, I pushed for stuff completely different than what most people do. I was very income driven. And so that's always been my main focus in my business. It's never really been like rank or the recognition side of things, which is a good thing and a bad thing all mixed together. Because it's one thing that I do struggle with, and that when I'm trying to push for those things, I kind of close and don't know what to do because I feel like a lost soul. What is working for me, Kevin and I had just started talking about this since I just came to the area, is having that team camaraderie, which I feel like a couple of you have already spoke about. That is something that I've been working on a lot, and I just came back from my coach's retreat, and then I held a retreat for my leaders as well, and it's been like completely game changing for my team, and kind of where our focus is for the end of the year. So that's definitely been working, and I can go live in the other page because I don't want to take up too much time, and talk more about that and kind of what I did and what we're doing as leaders to help get that camaraderie back in our team. What's not working is, honestly, I feel like embarrassed saying this, but I'm terrible at recruiting new coaches. I don't know if I've ever successfully recruited a brand new coach that just came in and saw the vision like I had saw it. I get lucky in a way where people kind of randomly will fall or reach out to me. So I'm always open, and I'm definitely learning, or would love to learn more about how you guys kind of take that approach is to bring new coaches into your team. And what I'm working on I'm hoping to lock this in by the end of this month, is really finding my purpose and my passion. I had achieved a lot of the things that I had set out for myself when I first started this business. So I kind of got to a place in my business where I just was really comfortable. And I didn't know what was exciting me anymore, because of that rank part doesn't always light the fire under my butt. So I've been working really hard to try to find my new purpose, what's exciting me about this business, what's my passion with this business. So it's been a huge learning curve, and hopefully I can take some notes and learn from all you other great leaders.
Great job, Rachel. Rachel and I have been talking. She is definitely an up-and-comer. She is kicking butt in a lot of areas. She has a lot to add to this group. So, Rachel, thanks for joining us on this call. Jenna, let's hear what you have to say.
Hey guys, so my internet just cut out too. Weird. I'm back. So I live in Salem, New Hampshire now, and I've lived in the New England area my whole life, pretty much. I've been coaching about 3.5 years now, and I coach full time. So I left my advertising job way before I should have financially, but emotionally that was the best decision for me. And this is kind of where my passion lies. I will say one thing that I feel like I'm doing a good job at is running challenge groups and getting my coaches involved in running those groups with me. So they're definitely starting to take on a little bit more of a leadership role. But at the same time, I do feel like I struggle with helping my coaches paint that long-term vision, and really leadership from that standpoint. And I think it stems back to me being in this business 3.5 years, and those self-limiting beliefs that we have, like, oh, I'm not where I want to be yet. I haven't done enough. And I think that holds me back from really enthusiastically sharing where I'm going and where they can go too, just because I feel like I haven't achieved that yet, even though I have made progress. But that's kind of where I struggle, and I think that this group can benefit me. I'm excited to learn from you guys on how you really help paint that vision for your coaches, maybe when you're not at a place where you want it to be yet. So
perfect. Great. Thanks for sharing that. I didn't realize that you had moved to New Hampshire. I love it. I can come visit New Hampshire now. We didn't have a lot of coaches out there, and now you're there. Hooray. Sandra, let's hear what you have to say.
Hey everyone, I'm Sandra Moreno. I live in Maryland. Rachel, probably about 30 minutes from you. I've been a coach for 3.5 years. I hit 5-star elite last year or this year. And, the way the business has changed, I can relate to a lot of you because I feel like we're all kind of going through the same thing. And this is why I love these groups so much. At the beginning of the year, I kind of went through, I'm definitely, let me just say I'm not hitting elite this year, and I'm totally okay with it because from the beginning of the year, I was second guessing this business. I was, kind of just like pouting about where I was in this business with income. I felt like 3.5 years in, I should be at a different place. And so that really messed me up mentally. And so Summit really helped. I kind of made that decision with all the new things that were being launched. I kind of felt like, okay, I can either, move forward or, start with something else. And I really didn't want to do anything else because I do love what I do. I do love this company. So it had nothing to do with that. But I was just kind of like, I guess I was kind of like mad at the way this business has been changing. And it's not, it's just we kind of have to move with the times, and I get it. Social media is what it is. But I've kind of changed in the way I like work my business. I feel like I'm doing things like not the way like I'm supposed to, kind of like. I don't really do many trainings anymore. I felt like I was doing so many trainings that I wasn't working. Every time somebody did a live, every time somebody offered a video, a training video, I did it. And I just felt like I'm doing training after training, but I'm not even working. Like that's just something that I just felt like I was getting kind of trapped in. We all know what to do. It's not rocket science. Yes, it is nice to hear what other people are doing and what they're, how they're, being successful. But I also unfriended. I went through my Facebook friends list and I unfriended a ton of coaches because I felt like they were the only people that were seeing my newsfeed and I was only seeing theirs. I actually had my team try to go through and unfriend a lot of coaches as well. Like if you relate with someone, follow them. If you want to follow the people on if you want to friend the people on our team, of course, like just go through because you sometimes don't realize how many coaches you are friends with. And we're all in the same business. And so it's not just like a community of like all of us just like sharing. It's like we each have a business to do. Our social media is our business. So we need to treat it like a business. If we fill it up with coaches, I mean, what does that really do for our business? So I've kind of been just doing things, just trying to go about things a different way. But I struggle with a lot of the same things you all struggle. I've recently brought on coaches. And one thing that I would like to focus on in this group is what to do like month 3 to 6 with them. I know how to get them started right. I have a training that I recently changed from 21 days to 7 days. And I know that, but I feel like once they know what to do, I've gone through success starters and I've gone through other things with them. I feel like if they're still not hitting Success Club, or if they're still not doing the things that they've learned in the training or that I'm trying to reiterate to them, I don't want to push them. I don't want to be like, okay, well, I told you before, you have to do this. And, that's where I feel like I struggle. And then when they've made the decision that they are going to work this business and really try, then, I feel like then I kind of become like the leader to them. But it's that 3 to 6 month gap where I feel like, and it's an important gap because at the beginning they're excited, they're learning. And then, once they pass that, they've got their business rolling. But if that 3 to 6 months, they don't hit Success Club, they don't start seeing a paycheck, they wonder why, they're doing this. And this wasn't like I thought it would be. And this is, maybe not for me. So, that is one thing that, I would like to work on. And also just really talk more about how this business has changed. Like, let's just call it for what it is. Like, it's just changed. I don't know. And, it could be because like there's so many more MLMs, but, it's not just like us, the 3 to 8 stars that are struggling. I hear from top coaches that have dropped from 15 star, whether people have just not been into the business or they've gone and done something else. I just feel like we have to kind of get to the root of it. And if it's other platforms, like maybe now starting like a website or doing an email blast, or maybe something that's not social media. I mean, not lose our presence on social media, but find other ways to build relationships. I totally understand that those hey girls are done. I get that. And the free groups are where it's at because you have that week to kind of build the relationship with them and get to know people. I think that's great. I've also just lost steam in my challenge groups. I'm just kind of bored with them. I'm just like, what could I do that's different? Because I'm just like not into them as much. And I know that's a huge part of our business as well. So I guess, I'm just, did somebody say something? Oh, I think I'm just like, I'm totally into it from the time that I came back from Summit. I'm actually in the 80-day obsession test group. Jill, totally recognize you. So that has kind of pumped me up and I'm really excited. And, I'm just so happy to be in that's also getting me going. So I feel like everything that I'm doing now is just building me up for next year. Whereas in the past, I would kind of maybe take a break at the beginning because I did everything I was supposed to do for the year before. And then now, I'll pick it up like Q2. And then I'm struggling at the end of the year to hit Success Clubs or Elite. So this year I've started the year before. So everything's kind of in place and I have everything rolling at the beginning of 2018. So I'm not struggling at the end of the year. And I've totally made it my goal to make a lead again in 2018. And I'm totally aware that the reason I'm not hitting it is because of me. I didn't do anything probably for the first 5-6 months of this year. So,
okay. Well, that's so what, as you brought this up, and I appreciate it, I wrote a lot of these things down. One thing and I think I want to do a topic on that you reminded me of is, and there's one person on here who's actually in this group. We reached out to everybody who is earning income-wise more this year than this time last year. And we're asking them questions. We're asking them actually a lot of questions in regards to what are they doing to earn more income this year than they did last year. And that is something I would love to share those results with you guys. I would love to go over just so you guys can see kind of the habits that they're doing to continuing to boost their income. So thank you for sharing that. Tara and Johnson, let's have you go next.
Can you hear me? All right, awesome. So my name is Tara, and I am currently 6-star, which I just officially hit Lifetime a couple weeks ago. Or no, like 6 weeks ago. Yay.
Yeah, it was official. It was official last week.
It was official last week. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. So I'm excited about that. I am on track for being elite this year for the first time. I'm premier right now, this current year. And I have 5 kids ranging from 15, they're all mine. None of them are steps. I birthed them all C-sections actually. 15 years old down to 10 months old. And I've been a coach for a little over 2 years. Or 2.5 actually, almost 2.5 I think. And what else? I'm doing it full time from home now. I'm not earning a killing, but I'm earning more than I need to, where I don't have to do what I was doing before, which I don't really love anymore. So now I hope this doesn't sound, I'll tell you what's working, what's not working, and I hope I don't sound like an asshole right now. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, I don't understand. I haven't figured out, and I don't know why people are saying the business is changing. I don't know what anybody means by that. So I don't know if that's good or bad. But nothing has changed for me. I'm not doing anything different than I was when I first started, I don't think, other than working more on expanding my market. And connecting with new people. So when a lot of the top coaches, maybe I should be afraid. I don't know, maybe I'm totally not doing something right. But when I hear lots of the top coaches saying the business is changing and volume is down, I haven't experienced that. So I don't know what they're talking about. And I'm trying to tune it out because it's not happening to me. So I guess I should be grateful for that. What is working for me? Free groups work for me. I run them all the time, usually more than one a month. I used to run them longer ones, but usually people fizzle out when they get past like 14 days. So instead I'm doing more shorter ones, 5, 7, and 14 days. So that's why I can usually run 2 a month. I do still get, I forget who said it, but I do get a lot of the same repeat people who over and over again, are in the free groups. But I also, make sure that I'm adding new people to the free group. So I'm always connecting with new people whenever I invite to my free groups to make sure that there's fresh people in there. So the free groups work for me. What is not working great for me is I can recruit like nobody's business. I can sign up a gajillion coaches, but I can't get them to hit Success Club. They say they want it. They're doing everything they should be doing, but they're not hitting Success Club. So that's the part. I know a couple people have said that. I don't understand. They're not doing anything, I don't think, from the outside view, different than I'm doing in regards to inviting and connecting with people. So I don't know why they're not hitting Success Club. I know a lot of them always complain about they get the money objection. That's the big thing that they always get. But I get that too. But I don't know why they can't hit Success, why they're not hitting Success Club. The coaches that are hitting Success Club now that are my PS coaches are ones that it's been like a year and now they're finally hitting it. So all my new ones, nobody has come right in and just been like, yes, and Success Club, and starts hitting it like I did when I first started. So I don't know, and I don't know why necessarily. Actually, I do know a little bit of why. And I tell them this a lot. So part of it, they're not, I'll just be totally blunt. If they have weight to lose and they're not losing it, nobody's joining them because they're not proven that what we do works. So I've said that to some of them as nicely as I can. I'm like, you want to run a challenge group, but you're not showing anybody that what they get with the challenge group in a challenge pack works because you're not doing it yourself. So you're not sharing, hey, I just dropped 10 pounds and 11 inches in 21 days. You should join me in my next group. So I know that that's part of it with new coaches. But other than that, I don't know what it is. So I'm having a retreat this weekend. And with 16 coaches on my team, not just PS coaches, I had a criteria that for anybody in my downline, if they hit it, they would be invited. And so there's going to be 16 of them. So I'm super excited. And we leave on Friday, and it's Friday to Sunday. And it'll be at the Jersey Shore. I'm in South Jersey. And
That's
that's it.
great. Perfect. Wow, that was a full speed ahead approach. Thank you. Yeah, she went from 4 to 6 diamond, by the way. She just didn't like 5, and so she went from 4 to 6. She's doing great. I think we have a lot to learn from some of the things that you have that are working for you. So thank you for sharing that. Alora, let's have you go next.
Hey guys, so I'm Alora. We need to do like a Portsmouth, New Hampshire luncheon with a lot of people, I think. So I am a lifetime 3-star. I'm currently at a shaky 1-star, which is totally fine. I've had to rebuild. Last year I was the only one showing up for my team, and that was fine. So I now have girls hitting Success Club with somewhat regularity. Speaking to everyone who's talked about coaches struggling with Success Club and recruiting, the coaches I have now on my team are girls who watched me for the last 4 years, and it took them 2.5 years of conversations to sign up and join me on my team, and have now chosen to work the business because they've seen me not go anywhere. So just be encouraged that people do come. They just don't come when we want them to hit elite or whatever. So what's not working for me, I would say adding people from my cold market. It's just not something I've focused on because my warm market is very warm still. But I am venturing into Instagram and my business page on Facebook, and I've hired 2 virtual assistants to help me with those areas and just guiding me and helping me with tools that I don't have time to just fiddle with. I have 2 boys running around. What else? That's really the only thing that's not working, is just adding from my cold market. What's working for me though, and I talked to Kevin about this last week, are continually building relationships with my customers and with the coaches on my team. Because I had that whole year of nothing happening, I was able to do a lot of just self growth and really focus on why I would be here and why someone else would want to be here. And it's the connection, it's the accountability, it's more than just motivating somebody or showing someone that something works. And I really had to go back because my challenge groups was stale. I was like bored to death as well. But digging into the relationships that I have individually with everyone who I get to work with, and they don't really care about a fitness quote of the day or whatever's in the My Challenge Tracker post that you can like copy and paste. Like they don't care about any of that. They want to know that I care about them. So I've been asking a lot of personal questions, something along the lines of what a life coach would ask you in your position now. So I'm meeting them kind of where they're at, whether they're in my challenge group or whether they're a coach on my team. And my coaches get a lot of truth bombs dropped on them out of love. But I don't want them to see that I'm not passionate, but I don't want to be lying to them either. So I will tell them straight up, like, if you're not posting consistently on Facebook, no one's going to follow you and look for you when they're ready. So they can't take breaks from posting a sweaty selfie or adding value on Facebook because there's so many people in this world who don't have anyone to lean on. So if you're choosing to be here, you're also choosing to not be you have to be consistent on Facebook too. Sorry, my battery's dying on my phone. Something I would recommend anyone who's struggling with trying to find direction, either for yourself or coaches on your team, the Life Coach School podcast by I think it's Brooke Castillo is her name, is amazing. There's like 180 something episodes right now, but she really hits on some key points that not our customers and our coaches and ourselves, yeah, it's a great podcast, Jill, struggle with. And I take little snippets of what she talks about and I'll ask those as questions. And I've gotten so much engagement in my challenge groups and through my coaches with that, because they're like, yes, I struggle with that too. Or yes, like that hits for me. And I also ask them, how can I help you? Like, why did you pick me as your coach? Why are you still here? Like just asking them those types of questions. So
wow,
that's where I'm at.
That was a full-on training right there. We were supposed to introduce ourselves, and here you are. We might have you explain more about. So just for people, if they didn't hear the name of the podcast, say it one more time.
Life Coach School, or the Life Coach School by Brooke Castillo. and she's amazing.
Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you. And thank you for sharing all that. I feel that's
Yeah.
great. All right, Ms. Lewis, let's have you go next.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Lil. I live in Massachusetts. During the school year, I also live in New Hampshire in the summer. So I'm glad to see there's some other New Hampshire people up here. So I guess you got to come to New Hampshire in the summer. So what's working for me is moving my business back to my Fit page. I started my business purely on my Fit page because I did not have a big warm market. I had like 200 Facebook friends when I first signed up. And then I went to my personal page for a while because that's what everyone was doing. And then after the summer, kind of doing a lot of reflection, Alora, you were talking about that. And that's exactly what I did. I just reflected on, you know, what did my business look like when it was really, really thriving? What were, you know, the one things that I was doing during that time? And my Fit page had always been my jam, and I was always adding new people. And I looked at my coaches that are productive and hitting Success Club and engaging in our team culture, and they're all from my Fit page. I've like one that came from my personal page. So I have moved my business back to my Fit page, and it feels really, really good. I basically, this fall, my goal is I don't want to be a coach. I want to be a businesswoman, a business owner. And I feel like some aspects of the coaching that wasn't working for me was that starting and stopping of a challenge group starting and ending, a free group starting and ending. So as I've changed over to running a business, it's more about things being continuous and my challengers being able to get plugged in at any time. So I'm launching this week. I work with an assistant, and we've set up a funnel system. If you're aware of any of that type of business tools, is with my personal assistant, my virtual assistant, we have set up a funnel system. And my first level one is just getting people into a 7-day free group, but it's a continuous free group. But I just repeat the same posts every 7 days. So the idea is they get signed up for BOD. They get plugged into, you know, everything that they need. They have the aspect, they have the ability to get the Shakeology, and they can upgrade to Clean Week. And they're plugged into this group, and then they get a daily email from me to build that relationship off of Facebook. And it really separates the people who are in it. They have to send me before photos, and it's crazy of how many people really, you know, they're ready and they're doing it. And then to nurture them to have the next step be a challenge group. So these people are completely cold market, and I'm adding them through my social media. So setting up that business and just creating this funnel system where ultimately they become coaches and challengers. So what's not working for me, what had not been working for me are hey girl messages. I personally had never been a big messenger. I was someone, like I said, that ran stuff through my cold market, through free group relationships and referrals and stuff like that. And I'm not someone that messages 50 people a day. I've never done that. So I just finally decided that is just not something that fits in with like who I am as a business owner. And when I look at big business owners, like, are they messaging people randomly like that, or are they offering something of value, and so that their energy is being put in the right places? So that's my goal for the fall, is to make sure that I'm setting up systems so that I can really build true relationships with people who want to connect with me, instead of just throwing I feel like sometimes messaging people is like throwing spaghetti at the wall, and you're spending all the energy and time messaging them and then hoping that 2 people message you back. And it just was not for me. So like I said, treating my business like a business, not something that is like starting and stopping. I got to worry about filling this group, filling that group, filling this group. So creating smooth systems so that it's continuous. So it's not like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the month, I got to hit Success Club. Oh my gosh, it's the end of the year, I got to hit Elite. So like many of you, I'm trying to set myself up for next year. And one thing that's also working for my team that I stole from, is it Jillian O'Connell? what do you do, the what it takes videos, Kevin, and she shared her personal versus team was 5%, 95%. And all she does is share with her coaches what she's doing. And that's what I've been doing. And I'm a nurse, and there's a concept in nursing from novice to expert. So I share with them what I'm focusing on at their level. So if I'm focusing on expanding my network and they're a novice coach, so they are sending friend requests, they are sending messages to invite people to free groups and things like that. They're not setting up funnel systems like I am. They don't have the income for it. So basically just applying what I'm doing and sharing that with my team in a way that matches the level of their business, if that makes sense.
That is so many good nuggets of information that you just shared right there. And yes, 100% agree with what you just said. And I couldn't be more proud that you mentioned what it takes. Oh, you just, right there in my heart. You got right at it. Which, by the way, I knew what it takes drops in 13 minutes. I may want to head over when we're done with this call. Thank you so much, Lil, for sharing with that. Okay, 2 more to go. Lisa Hanson, let's hear your stuff.
Thank you, and nice to meet all of you. I live in Massachusetts in the Berkshires, and I'm a single mother. I'm a 5-star diamond coach, and I am here to definitely get re-inspired. I came into Beachbody with a big physical and financial transformation. Basically went from welfare mom to millionaire club coach. And what's working? Let's see. So I have a strong foundation. I'm really good at team building. I'm really good at mentoring. I have 5. My diamonds are all multi-diamonds. I have a 12-star, a 6-star, a 3-star, a 2-star, and a 1-star under me. So the team culture, I kind of like to think of myself as the wind beneath their wings. I really brought them to a place where they could really soar. I like to stay behind the scenes. I could relate to what Rachel was saying about rank and recognition. I can kind of be a little bit shy about that. I've spoke at a few Super Saturdays and my knees were shaking, and Carl was there one time and I have no idea what I said. And but I'm good one-on-one. I'm good with my team. And I don't need to rebuild. I need to build a second floor. I need to, because I have that strong foundation and they're solid and my income is really fantastic, but I need to build more. I need that next phase, because I actually went through an empty nest syndrome type of thing. And my leaders became so strong that my team page was kind of like a little shaky, and I'm starting to rebuild that now. And basically, I used to say I got burnt out. I had a few, I was doing all the coach basics for my team. I was doing the Emerald to Diamonds, and I was co-leading a lot and running challenge groups and doing all that. And I had a few personal things happen to me. I can relate to Carrie's story, where I kind of just let things coast. And I think because my income was solid and my team was solid, I could, and I did. I can be totally honest. What I'm here for is back to basics. I haven't done a corporate training in a few years. I used to do one-on-one with Nate Farnsworth, who has left the company. And I used to do everything. I used to show up. That's how I became successful income-wise. I showed up for everything, and I haven't been showing up for everything. So here I am showing up because I know that how important that is. And I'm here to learn as a student. And I'm going back to basics. And I came in treating this business as a business. I did have a physical transformation and lost 96 pounds because of it. But I came in under business people. I came in trained that way. I came in always looking for business builders, and that's what I got. I'm not strong with challenge groups. I'm not strong with selfies and all that. So what's working for me is I'm taking, a lot of my team and myself are taking the Jesse Regan's social team builder, and it's totally working. My posts lately have been reaching, I had one reach 52,000 people last week. I had one I posted yesterday, it's already reached 8,000 people, and I only have 2,000 likes. So I know it works because of those posts that are reaching. And now it's just, I need to make that connection with them. So what's not working? We have all the tools. I have all the trainings. I have plenty of YouTube videos I can watch. I have plenty of coaches I can talk to. So the only thing that's not working is me. So I'm here to work on me because it's not the business. I'm sorry. I just don't believe that. It's always mindset. There's nothing wrong with our business. My best friend, Keith Callahan, just went from 5 to 10-star diamond. There's nothing wrong with the business. So it's me. And I went through some hardships, and luckily my income floated me. My income dipped a little bit from last year, but it's still a really super good income. But I don't know, I just got like super flat. And I went from a size 24 all the way down to like a 2-0. And I got really super skinny in this business. And I was doing P90X and TurboFire at the same time, like crazy lady. And I had some injuries, and then I went through menopause because I'm older. And then I went through a bad divorce. And now I'm back up a size 6. But my head messes me up with that. Even though I should always just be posting the size 24 and not even think about the size 2. But it's all up here. It's all my mindset. And I do a ton of personal development. But I think that I need to learn Instagram better. I definitely need to explore the fan page better. And I'm working with my cold market. And it's a little scary. It's totally a little bit scary for me because I kind of feel like in a lot of ways I don't know what I'm doing, even though I'm taking the trainings and learning. But I'm hoping to learn. I loved listening to everybody. I'm kind of super glad I got to go kind of last because I can relate to every single person that spoke. Something, at least one thing that you said, I took so many notes because I think it was someone who went earlier that when you have a dip in confidence, it helps so much to hear other people feeling the same way. And that's what I'm here for. Is I'm like so into Beachbody. Like I love it. Like this has changed my daughter and my life so much, like in so many different ways that I'm a lifer. All my diamonds are lifers. We're here. We're going to figure it out. We're going to do it. And we're going to build that next level. And I definitely want to take my team to 10-star in this upcoming year by the end of next year.
Wow.
So happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Lisa, thank you so much for sharing. Boy, I think we all related a lot to what you had to say. I'm very impressed with what you had to say, and we are going to learn a lot from you this year. So thank you so much for doing that. Christina, I know she messaged me, she has a group that starts in 5 minutes, so we'll have her quickly go, and then we'll call this group good. So Christina, go ahead.
Hey guys, so I was, I'm like most of you where I'm in a total rebuild phase. I was a 3-star diamond. I'm now just a diamond. You know, one of my diamonds quit, one went inactive, and the other one's pregnant, so she's on like pregnant break. Sorry, there's like a fruit fly flying around my face, so if you see me swatting, that's what I'm doing. I live in the same town as Sandra in Maryland, and I have 2 boys, a 4.5-year-old and a 15-month-old. I think at the beginning of this year, I went through some of the same struggles as a lot of you guys where, I don't know, it was just like mentally, I was just over all of the hey girls and messaging people, and I felt like I was just annoying a lot of people. And I also felt like I was kind of spamming Facebook, and everybody's just sick of seeing like this Shakeology selfie and all of that. So I took a step back for a bit and try to reassess everything. And I think that's probably a lot of the reason why my team kind of stepped back too, because, you know, the speed of the leader, the speed of the pack. So it's definitely been a whole rebuild phase. I did just finish a Sarah Dan training, which is more so about how to, like, it's called Supercharge Your Challenge, and it's more so about running your business through, instead of messaging people through groups, like a private community on Facebook. So I started running, like, that's what I'm about to do right now, is I'm running a free group on Facebook with a 5-day free challenge, and it's a lot of information based, like, to give value about tips. Like this week I'm going over why we procrastinate, the reason why we have excuses and how to ditch them, nutrition, exercise, meal planning hacks, stuff like that. And then on the third day, I'm going to kind of pitch the sale of the Beachbody On Demand Challenge package, but it's more so a lot more giving value and then asking for a sale. And it's also using the lead funnel system that I know somebody else said that they were using too. So I'm more so focused on that and trying to find people who are actually interested in the information, as opposed to, like someone was saying, you know, throwing stuff at the wall and seeing if it sticks, and, you know, having to message people about their curtains and build a relationship to be like, oh, hey, are you interested in fitness? It just felt false to me, and I'm sure other people sense that too. So this is something that I feel works better for me, and that it fires me up more and gets me more excited. So I kind of already shared what wasn't working for me, like the Hey Girls and that type of thing just wasn't working for me anymore. But since I took this training, like, I got my fire lit again and I'm all excited again. I think my team has sensed that, and they've seen my fire and they're getting lit up too. So that's helped. And I think that's kind of where I'm at right now. It was just a lot of self-doubt too, that is that limiting belief in my head too, whereas, you know, I'm 3.5 years in, my income's, like, I'm making a third of what I used to make a month. And I kind of told myself, you know, well, if I'm not successful by now, why will I ever be? And that's just a limiting belief. And I know I had a lot to do with it myself. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with, I'm working through.
Can you quickly mention the name of the training you're going through again?
Yeah, it was Supercharge Your Challenge, and she actually just released it as a like a self-paced study program, and it's on sale for $297 through Wednesday. So I can post a link to that too. And she is doing like referrals. So if anybody's interested, if you send me your email address, I'll just let her know that I referred you in, and I can share her link in the group. But the training was absolutely amazing. Like, she goes over figuring out your foundation, like who you are and how to really speak to people, instead of just being like, I'm a health and fitness coach. You know, relate to people about your struggle, like maybe how, like, I didn't have a huge transformation. I was just kind of skinny fat and had was self-conscious around that and some of my limiting beliefs, and really just figuring out who you are and how to set yourself apart from all the other coaches. She shares how to set up the funnel systems, lead pages, stuff like that, sending out emails, and then really how to run your free groups. And then I'm also setting up a VIP group. I have like 1 minute, but I'm also setting up a VIP group for my customers who are on Shakeology or the Performance Line Home Direct. And I'm actually going to switch up the way I do my challenge groups, and I'm only going to run one 21-day challenge group. So whenever somebody signs up as a brand new customer, I'm going to add them kind of to like a funnel system where they'll get 21 days of emails, and it's going to be based on stuff that I wish I knew when I got started, like mindset, setting your mindset, figuring out your why you're doing this, kind of identifying your excuses every week, what comes up, and then at the end of every week really reflect on what you did well and where you need to improve and work on, so that you're kind of aware of all of that. So that's kind of what I'm developing now, because setting up challenge groups every single week or every single month was exhausting to me, and closing them down and setting them up again and stuff like that. And like this way, it's kind of an ongoing group. And I'm also going to be kind of like, that's the way that people are going to have one-on-one access to me, is through these groups too. And I'm going to maybe try to go in live as well, like once a week, and help them with meal planning, stuff like that, stuff that they find more daunting, to help them go through that. And also I'm going to dive back into the Jesse Reagan training again too, because I'm going to focus on building my likes page as well.
Great. Thank you so much for fitting that in that last second. You're fine to jump off. Well, I'm going to close right now. Guys,
Okay.
I hope you understand that I hope you felt connected to a few coaches, that you understand that you're not alone in this, and that also, I hope more importantly, you understand that you can learn if you show up to these calls. So please do show up to these calls. They will be every other week. Not every week. These are every other week calls. I want to make sure that this doesn't impose too much on your work schedule. And I will message you what the topic's going to be, but come prepared with questions, come prepared with topics. Don't be the one that just sits back and just listens. You all have things to share. You all have great tips, and it's going to be a phenomenal group. I'm very excited about this group and what it could be. So thank you so much for sharing. I will try to keep each call just, under an hour. Today, we obviously, everybody had to say something, so we went a little bit over, but I will try to keep it under an hour because I know we all have things to do. Thank you so much. If you want, please go onto our Facebook page, share some of the tips that you put on there, share the links, share the trainings, and then we will continue moving forward. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks.